employment that you're trying to find your way into for a pathway to success when it comes to your future, this whole conversation about you and your identity and sharing that with employers is really important. So I have a lot of employers I have worked with, lots of recruiters I work with, lots of people who are in that space looking for you to hire, but they'll give me all kinds of comments about students. And they'll say things like they didn't answer questions, they didn't ask questions, they were very short, didn't sell them, market themselves very well, so they said one thing, one answer for a question. So you're not giving yourself that whole broad expansion of your identity when it comes to what you're supposed to answer with those questions. So employers will definitely judge you. They are judgy at the end, right? But they do want to know, if I'm going to hire, say you have a company and you want to hire new students, I need to have students who know what they're wanting to do. I need to have them in the grind. I need to have them ready. I need to have them motivated. I need to see where you are at in terms of your investment with college to tell me what you want to do in your future. So if I don't know that as an employer and you don't express that articulately as an employer, I'm going to give you some feedback. I'm going to tell you, hey, this is what I think you should do. But there are definitely preparation points your instructor's telling you about what you can take advantage of. And so somebody said they had a resume. Great.
Yep.
That's important. So how many of you have a resume? Okay, a couple of you do. Okay. So resumes are super important because they're the first thing that you share with an employer. They tell the employer about, one, work experiences, two, your identity, what you're trying to do. And so with that, if you have, for example, majored in psychology and you want to know more about working with people, and I see you have great work with customer service at Target as a retail person, right, good. But what did you do for your major work that's relevant, that relates to psychology? And if I'm an employer trying to hire you, I'm going to look at the resume and I'm going to say, what did you do? Okay, you're from Target, that's great. Walmart, that's great. But if it doesn't say anything major related, I'm going to be a little concerned, especially after you graduate from a college. There should be definitely ample time for you to really take advantage of threading experiences that are relevant to what you're trying to major in so that you are giving the employer an idea about you. So it's really important, that identity space, and really understanding that space after you graduate. Is this the first year, second year? Where are we at?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Okay, how many of you are going to graduate this year, for example? Anybody? Okay.
End of 2026?
End of 2026?
More of a transfer next year.
Yeah. Okay, so some of you are going to graduate, and some of you are just starting, and you're just trying to feel it out. What's going to happen at this college for me? What's my investment going to be? And so it's important to think about, too, as you consider what it is that you're going to do. So the Career Center does have great functions that I'll highlight today. And I believe we're talking about a little bit of resume information because you're doing resume work, and so you want to share what it is that looks like when it comes to a resume. You're also going to have to do interviewing, which is, in my opinion, the most important part of the experience. One, you can definitely market yourself with a resume. Two, the interviewing is going to be super important for you to be able to answer questions, and so we'll talk about what that looks like to answer questions in an interview. And then we go into, I believe we talked about communication, the professional communication needed for you to be able to convey that to an employer, how that looks, what to say. That was my biggest headache, is what do I say in an interview? How do I answer those questions appropriately? And if you haven't visited the Career Center with interview prep, especially if you're going to get a job, you should definitely come visit us. We have helped students get prepared, and they've come back to us and said, we've got the job. If you don't prepare, it's like a class. I'm a professor, I teach sociology. I see papers that have been done great, but then I see AI or really quick spent papers that I know didn't have any time on it. I can see it, feel it, understand it. Employers, same way. If you practice your interviewing space, employers are going to give you definitely, oh my God, they're going to love you for that because you did the right thing by preparing. But if you didn't practice and go in there cold, they're going to know. They're going to understand. And so you may not get that job. So we'll talk about the competition of employment today too. It is very difficult. I'm not going to tell you, the job market is really tough today. I'm not going to lie. But what I'm telling students, stay in school, stay in college, do the best you can by taking advantage of what you're doing with your major, but find ways to get into spaces that will help you get some relevant experiences. So let me share with you our website real quick. I want to show you some things that some of you may know about us. Some of you may not, but I certainly want to make sure you have that. So we'll go into our Mount Sac Career Center, and we do have really good resources. So when it comes to, for example, building a resume, I need to know how to build a resume, I need to know what I can do. So your career is definitely a journey. We talk about getting experiences by exploring and just planning for what it is in your future. So in the exploration space, we have a lot of information about students about what they could do to take advantage of understanding what it is that they want to do in the future. So major exploration workshops, exploring services as well. But then you could look at what you could do with this major. And it's important to note that majors are definitely going to lead you into different career pathways, but majors don't dictate careers. I'm a psychology major, I'm going to be a psychologist. Doesn't work that way. And a lot of people in industry right now are working with majors. I have a friend who works with art, was an art major. He works for Google. Okay, so figure, what do you mean he worked for Google? Well, he was an art major. Well, 60% of Google's jobs are non-tech. So they don't hire just tech people. So understand that industry is very important to understand when it comes to that space. But what you can do with this major will help you understand the major you choose, along with what it is that you want to help develop in terms of understanding the major. So if I'm a business major, and I'm going into accounting, I can definitely take advantage of some career paths to find out what it is I could do with that finance space and what companies do hire for that finance space. And so this is a real good site if you're really still yet trying to figure out your major or trying to get it down to. I've met many students who've changed their major after a year. And that's okay. It's good to know what exactly you're going to do. So that's important. So your major work is important, and so that's what you'll want to check out with your major. As far as resume work, so some of you have resumes. What we want to make sure, I'm not on the screen. Let me make sure I'm on the screen. Did I get off the screen? Let's see.
Oh, it's the computer on the right hand.
Okay, I'll slide the window. Is your window slide? Oh, perfect, thank you. Okay. All right, so resume, very important. So all of you that have a resume, you're definitely going to want to make sure your resume is shared and reviewed by us at the Career Center. We do schedule appointments on Handshake. How many of you are on Handshake right now and familiar with Handshake? Okay. So those of you who are not using Handshake, you'll want to use it, especially if you want to find a job. If you're using Indeed, you're competing against billions of people in the community out in the real world. If you're using other sites, LinkedIn, same thing. Handshake is only for students at Mount SAC. So it's only for higher education for students. So employers purposely park there to find you so that they can try to see who it is that they're going to hire for tomorrow. If you're ignoring your site, your profile, not touching it, you're not really helping yourself. So Handshake definitely will give you the opportunity to make a virtual handshake with real employers to talk about what you may want to do in the future, to get an internship, to have someone as a friend ally with you if I want to work for a major company or maybe the mid-sized company. Resumes will begin starting that process. So it's who you are and how you develop your resume in terms of your space. So in the very beginning, we have to make sure your heading is correct. So when it comes to your heading, you're definitely going to put your name, your email address, your phone number, and if you have a LinkedIn URL, definitely put that as well, or a portfolio link. Anybody here an animation major? No animation design majors? Architecture majors? No? Okay. Those are definitely going to be portfolio related. They do share links when it comes to their portfolio. So an example will be your email, your number, and then your LinkedIn account specific along with your name on the very top. So that's the basic of the basics, right, when it comes to your resume. But then we go on and how do I put the order? And I've seen people do, I put this here, this here, this here, this here. Okay, so what you want to do is think about your order when it comes to what you're putting the resume together with. And so the educational section follows your name and profile. So make sure you put the educational section, what it is that you're going to college, you're going to list the degree, you're going to list your major, you're going to list the college information, and you're going to definitely list, of course, any minor or other program you might be. Maybe you have a graduation date that you're projecting very close or down 2 years from now. So whatever it might be, you're going to definitely list in the education section anything you've done that relates to college or training. And so making sure that the dates are there. Honors and awards can be put in your education section. So your resume should start with your name, then push down and jump into your educational section. And it should look somewhat like this. Like Associate of Science in Accounting. Now I know exactly what you're doing, right? So then the degree is bolded, not the college. I got the degree bolded. I want that to stand out. Then your college information, and when you expect the actual graduation of the college. Make sure you put that together. So when you apply for a job with an employer, they'll know that you're a student, they'll know that you're still in school, and they'll realize you still have the goal of graduating. And maybe some of you who are transferring may have already been accepted or didn't get accepted. So that would be an additional detail that you would add to the educational section once you are receiving the offer of the transfer. So then transfer-wise, you would have UC or Cal Poly Pomona, right? If you transfer to CPP, and then the information of the major above your Mount SAC information. So it's always the current. What we call this is chronological. The most recent work activity to the last work activity that you've had. So this resembles and represents the educational information you'll list on your resume to make sure that you're really putting together the specifics on that space. Then after your education section, I always emphasize you have to have a skill area. So skills. Anybody tell me what skills are? What kind of skills and what you have? Any skills? Anybody have skills? Yes, sir.
Cooking.
Cooking skills, culinary, good. Any other skills?
Bartending.
Who's a bartender? Woo, bartending is great. That's big time communication. Woo, a lot of communication. But that's a good skill to express when it comes to that. Any other skills?
Like, doesn't have to relate with teamwork, correct?
Teamwork, it could be any other skill.
3D animation.
Yes, that any type of knowledge with an application of any 3D animation graphic design program is a great skill. That's an absolute great skill.
Any
Yes.
kind of art?
Any kind of art. And so if you have like a portfolio of work or you do medium painting, whatever, drawing, whatever it might be, you could talk about that because creative skills are essential today in the marketplace, believe it or not. So creative work is very much embraced. It's good work to share. Any other skills you think of?
Over here.
Oh,
Baking.
baking, that's a skill, absolutely. So cooking and culinary are baking and pastry chef work. That's a skill too. So these are just demonstrations of skills you'll put down. And the other thing is, of course, you're gonna talk about computer skills, any software skills you have. So the gentleman mentioned animation. Anything you might have done with Microsoft Office, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, put that on your resume. I just wanna know if you know that information so that I can share that. That way the employer can give a look at that and say, this person knows a little, bless you, a little Excel. So then that helps me understand that I have projects to do in Excel, and maybe what I could do is put that gentleman in that space to help train him in the Excel world. So that's what you'll want to do. So sections like, for example, if you have skills in customer service, if you have skills in sales, and some of you did retail, that's big sales as well. If you've managed any kind of work or any supervision or help with a team like that, tutoring, anything that gives you a skill listed. Is anybody involved with any clubs on the campus? Any members of clubs in here?
Previous.
IT club.
IT club, there's an IT person. So IT, what's your major, by the way?
IT for now, but going some security.
Yeah, so see, he's peeking into the industry, so you're doing the right thing. What's your name, gentlemen?
Nathan.
Nathan. So Nathan is doing the right thing. He is totally putting himself in IT because that's what his major is going to be, or at least traveling into cybersecurity potentially. But he's putting himself and parking himself in work experiences that are going to help that resume. And then I'm going to look at this Nathan young man and say, he's got the experience I need. I'm thinking about an intern to hire. That's a perfect match for me as an employer. So you're doing the right thing by doing that kind of work. And we'll talk about on-campus work. By the way, there's work study programming that you definitely want to talk about or understand because these are positions on campus that can help you get relevant experience as you're trying to take advantage of your education. Yeah. So these are the sections in terms of what you'll list when it comes to your skill area. You need a skill area. And we talk about soft skills and tough technical skills. So soft skills are going to be, or success skills, are going to be an example of what? Anybody got a guess what a success skill is?
Success skill.
Yeah. Think about your work environment, you're doing your thing. What is successful for you? What are you doing that's making a difference?
I can't say job, right?
No, not job. It's about you and what you contribute.
Is it like certificates?
Not quite certificates.
Experience?
It's kind of related to experience. So I'll give you some examples. How many of you are on time every day to this class? Your time management is impeccable. Your punctuality is impeccable. And I'm an employer, I'm gonna be like, these 4 will be on time for my job, and I know it. So I love the fact that you're gonna list punctuality, time management, right? That's a success skill. Any other success skills you can think of?
Leadership.
Initiative and leadership, good. Leadership, absolutely. So if you guys get involved with a student club on campus, join it. Be a member. Put it on the resume. It builds experience, it builds character. It also helps you coordinate and list and with other peers. And sometimes you don't have to be in person, it's a Zoom meeting session. But joining the club and having that an example of a success skill and involved with leadership, employers, the #1 quality they look for from students is leadership. What did you do outside the classroom that you didn't have to do? So think about that too, in terms of what you're trying to take advantage. Some of you open your own business out in the real world. Some of you started your own industry in the communities. I talked to a student, they said they got their own website, they had an auto detailing company they started, they put together their own business. I said, that in itself is entrepreneurship, it should be listed on the resume, and it's innovation like that that can get you seen. So don't dismiss or hide things that you have in your inventory, because what you do in your community counts. I call that wealth, capital wealth, very good wealth that you'll take advantage of. So when it comes to resumes, definitely skill areas are gonna be important. So you're gonna list success skills and technical skills to make sure that the employer knows what and who you are in relationship to what you're sharing. So these are examples. Customer service experience, from barista to Starbucks in Azusa, this person still works there. They take customer orders, convey them to the employees, they prepare and serve hot cold beverages, they maintain inventory. These are the details that you list as your bullets so that they understand, the employers understand the skill level and the work volume you have. And when I talk about Starbucks, you serve hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people every day, if not thousands. So you list the amount of people on your resume as well to say, I've served hundreds of people as a barista a day. And that makes me think about the volume and the amount of work you do. So if I'm gonna hire you for a position, I know that you have some level of fast pace and that you're in that space. So that gives me an idea of that barista spot. Tutoring, you can list that as just an example. This person tutors great potential tutoring, and Pomona does that work, and so provides private instruction, reviews class material with students, prepares and shares feedback. And so each of these, as you'll see, use something what we call action verbs. We don't start sentences with I did this, or I washed dishes, or I was involved with this. It's always gonna be provide, reviewed, prepared, maintained, things that are gonna be available to you called action verbs. And action verbs are what is gonna start your information when you list the job duty and what you do. We at the Career Center, like I said, can review your resume, can give you pointers and tips, and really help you build a great resume so that you're competitively trying to find good work for yourself. So your tutoring experience is important. And then the other part of a resume naturally is gonna be when it comes to your, not only skill area, but when it comes to the conversation. So the resume is just a document. It's a 1 page. By the way, 1 page for all of you, no 2 pages. 1 page document, employers will scold you for 2. They don't want students to have more than 2 pages. Unless you have industry experience. So I've had several people come into my office, they had 20 years of working at AT&T. We're not gonna dismiss that. So that's industry experience, we keep that, that may end up 2 pages. But for all of you, most of you, it's gonna be 1 page. Most employers want that. And so certainly the resume is gonna be that commercial who you are. But the bottom line is they're gonna look at you here and say, set the resume down. Now tell me about yourself. That's the part where you're gonna really have to pitch what it is that you're doing. So how many of you watch Shark Tank? Right? You know the pitch, right? You see the pitch and how they pitch? Same with the job interview. You're gonna give them a pitch. What is your pitch? What is your 30-second commercial? What are you gonna say when it comes to what you did create and develop in that pitch? And what do we call that pitch? Anybody know what that pitch is?
Okay, let's see. Pitch.
A business idea?
Elevator pitch. Elevator pitch. So when you're in an elevator, you're on the first floor.
It goes up.
It goes all the way up, right? So we got 60 floors to go to. You go into the elevator and you go in with an employer who happens to be an executive director and a hiring person needing people to hire. You go walk into the first floor with him. He's at the 50th, you're at the 40th. You have time. What are you gonna do with that executive and tell him who you are, what you're doing? So the elevator pitch lasts that long up to that 50th floor. You express what you want to learn about the company, you express about what he needs to learn or she needs to learn about you. And so then you have a conversation about what it is that you can offer. And so you can even greet and meet. So elevator pitches start off with very much an assembly of kind of work, and I'll show you what that looks like for an elevator pitch, because elevator pitches are very important when you start that interview process. And we do have services that could give you an idea about elevator pitches too, because we have mock interviewing and practice interviewing for students. But for an elevator pitch, that's gonna be your brief conversation when it comes to talking to an employer about your background, about your skills, about your interests. So let me ask everybody, what kind of major do you have? What kind of work are you thinking of doing at this point right now? Let me just ask generally.
My major is environmental science.
Yep.
I'm not sure where exactly.
Oh, there's a
I
lot of
see
good
myself.
words.
There's so many different areas that I'm passionate about.
Yeah, environmental science is a great major, by the way. Right now, there's some trending work that's being hired for it. Our ag department just went with us recently. They're hiring, for example, inspectors for the county, quality control inspectors. They get really good pay, work for the county. I mean, it's a great job.
That sounds cool.
So that's for environmental science. And so we talk about these things we talk about in the career center when it comes to your meeting. Good work. What's yours?
Undecided still,
Undecided. Fair. Good. And explore. Good.
for sure.
Yeah. Radiology, so you're thinking imaging tech, working for a hospital. Good, that's a very steady job, obviously lots of prerequisites required for it before you get into the program. But what you may want to do before you even jump in the program, volunteer at a hospital, look at patient care through the eyes of that space, and then see what it is that you can put on that resume, but also an example as you apply for the program. They're gonna have expectations, especially anybody who applies for the nursing program or T program, the medical programs. Get inside patient care somehow to get experience, because that's going to be important for you to list, but also having a conversation with the good doctor and the rest of the folks that will consider you pushing into the program. That'll help you. And then get your CPR early, not like CPR, ALS, and BLS. They have some specific requirements for certifications within the scope of the work they're going to do. Jump into maybe early, because CPR is a standard certification for folks. You can be a lifeguard for the city Parks Recreation Department, but CPR certifications are standard for most health occupations, professionals when it comes to that role. Let's see, what's yours?
Nursing.
Nursing too, so same conversation and preparation for it. And volunteer hours if you can, minimally, but or find a part-time position within a medical facility. That's a clerk-related role. And or medical assistant work if you get into that space too. So that'll help you get experience and understand it.
Music production and audio arts.
Super cool. Yeah, so then thinking about your role, it's who you meet and who knows you. So it's really connecting. And you know people already. So beyond the people you know, go into the next level of executive work that's involving promotions and music. Because you guys are already mingling in that space, but continue to network and meet people. It's gonna help you get what you need, because you're gonna articulate well what you want, but they can give you what it is that they can offer you. But it's meeting those people who know you, get to listen to you. And any promotional work you've already done, have examples of it already set, like a portfolio. Boom, 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 I did this. I went on SAC, boom, 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 took classes in production. That's the stuff that I'll listen to as a producer to get you on board. Yeah, so now and we can help you with that stuff, pitch you my, let us know. Oh, okay.
Liberal science.
Liberal science, good. Just a free-flowing, open degree, and I have many liberal science majors at the university I used to work at that we're trying to figure out what to do too. Liberal science, liberal arts is basically allows you to kind of determine your own scheduling of your own coursework and your own focus at the university level once you get there. You may be confused or unsure about a major, so liberal studies gives you a little more flexibility in that space. Good, so that's good. Major here, what's your major?
Mine is welding.
Welding. Oh, you're in a trade. You're good. You know what you're doing. Oh, man, classrooms kill you. You got to be out there doing the work because you want the hands-on. You got to get into the space. I like that. Okay. We got a cybersecurity. I think you said animation, sir. What was yours?
Animation.
Yeah, good. And then yours?
Theater arts.
Theater arts. Cool. Creative work. Are you working for them now?
Not yet.
Okay, so I'll give all of you information also about the employment aspect of what you can do on campus for work study. Theater especially hires. Nurse, that's right.
A teacher.
Teacher, education, good.
Yeah.
I'm doing interior design and construction management.
Ah, good combination. We just had a major company come 2 weeks ago called Whiting and Turner. They're hiring students. We have something called a Lunch and Learn series that we invite students to. We feed you lunch, but you get to meet directly these employers. That employer would have loved you because of interior design. If you want more information about Lunch and Learns, we have that on our calendar, but come see us at the Career Center. We can share a name and information. They were talking to interior designers because they build, and they need people to build the interior spaces of what that looks like for their builds. Yeah. So good, think about how we can connect you. So all your majors, all the work you're doing, all the pathways you are representing have meaning. There is work out there that's for you, really, really good work. But like we talked about earlier, how are you gonna market that work? How are you gonna express it? What are you gonna say when it comes to the expression you have with employers that you meet? So we wanna make sure to help you with that space too, so that you are definitely giving an employer an idea about your communication, but also about what it is that you are sharing and how you're sharing it. So we do have, calendaring wise, we do have interviewing workshops for students. It's a really important workshop. We also have mock interviewing appointments. So come see us for an appointment, because really it's important to really understand the resume, your experiences, but how you're going to express that to an employer. So if I'm an employer, what's the first question an employer asks, you think, when it comes to your interview space?
Why should we hire you?
Why should we hire you? Good, 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 good. So why are you here? Why should I hire you? What is it about you that make a difference in terms of what I'm trying to find? So I work for maybe a company, maybe I work for the college, for example, and I'm at higher ed, and you're trying to find a position in higher ed at Mount SAC. And some of you want to work at Mount SAC. A lot of students want to work at Mount SAC. And so you're here for a Mount SAC role. What are you going to tell me about who you are? So I'm guessing you're going to pitch me with the fact that you're a student at the college, right? What else can you tell me? Give me an example of what you could tell me.
As like why I should be hired?
Right.
I find it great to be helping other people and to be part of a good business. For example, I actually had an interview a while back with like working at a restaurant. So I explained to them how I find it great to be in a team, and personally I enjoy cooking as a hobby. So I do find like enjoyment in both things of helping other people and cooking in general.
Good. You nailed it. I mean, culinary, cooking, experience, people, customer service, communication. He seems very caring. He seems very really into the space. So as an employer, I listened to this elevator pitch and I like it. And now I'm going into my next questions about, I want to know more about his experience in culinary. I want to know what he's done in culinary. So very important work. Good start, good pitch, good. Anybody else have a pitch about what they want to do in the future? Let me talk to your welding person, because you're a welding, right?
Yeah.
So you're definitely gonna get a job at some point with something. So if I'm a apprentice or a construction company looking for welders to hire, what are you gonna tell me?
I'd probably say something about punctuality.
Yeah, that's for sure important in
I should be
construction.
like, I'm always on time. I'm really thoughtful about the work. I don't know what word I'd use for that, but
Yeah,
and
that's
be
fair.
like, as well as any experience I had, I would probably talk about the fact that I've been working since I was probably 10
Yeah,
in the backyard with my dad. The little things like building a shed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I do have experience with hands-on work, as well as whatever I do in
Good.
college would be the certificate I have, would be the welding certificate I talk about a lot.
right. And you're going into skills.
Yeah.
MIG, TIG, all the rest that you learned, all the details of that welding, solder, all that space so that they understand, we gotta get hired. So welding's a little different and good start, good pitch too, because it's really gonna be for you, skills and really talk about your key skill experiences. Because you're trade oriented, they're gonna know that already, but they're gonna wanna know how well you do the work. And then you're demoing, right? You're doing some of the demo. And welders and other people who are in the trades, demo work, they show, especially welders, how they can weld and what it looks like so that those folks feel comfortable in hiring you based on the work he does for them. So on the spot, on the point, good work. Anybody else, pitching? Your elevator pitch. Very common, it's gonna be the first question they ask you, and it's so think about what you wanna market and talk about with your 30-second, I call it 30-second commercial. So talk about your good skills, talk about your experiences, talk about what it is you're earning at the college, and then get into that space of what can I learn about with that company? Because remember, you're interviewing companies just as much as they're interviewing you. You want to be happy in a company. You want to be comfortable with people. You want to trust people that they're going to take care of you, right? So then interview companies just as much. Give me examples of what kind of work has been done here in the past that people have been really excited about. Show me that, right? Tell me an instance where you've hired students from recent graduates from the colleges. What does that look like? Tell me what happened with those hires. What did you do for those people to get them into those spaces they wanted to go into to be successful? So ask these questions when it comes to what you learn about in expressing yourself and in marketing yourself, be proud of the fact that you're at Mount SAC. Be proud of the fact that you're earning a college education. That's super important to share. And be proud of the fact that once you go into the finish line of a degree, and you have a degree, and you walk the stage with your piece of paper, that's not only a moment for your family, because that's your name, right? Connected to that whole entire space. That's a moment for you. So you get to walk that stage, you get to express yourself, and by talking to employers, they will give you the respect, especially if you have a degree. It makes a difference. Not only you walk in with a degree, but you tell them, I earned this Mount SAC degree, and now I'm ready to work, and this is what I can do, but tell me what you can offer me. So really get into the readiness of pitching, and really helping yourself by understanding what that elevator pitch is. And we can help you at the Career Center accomplish those goals so that you're interviewing effectively, but that you're professionally communicating with your employers what it is about you as you develop and understand the spaces of experiences you get. And fully take advantage of experiences at the college. There's so many things at this college that you could do that are amazing resource-wise. I didn't know, but now we have a Mount SAC media channel. I love this. And so Mount SAC goes around and interviews. Anybody part of the Mount SAC media team? No? So Mount SAC has a media team now. They interview people media-wise. They interview athletes. They interview students. They interview organizations. If you're a communications major, oh my God, it'd be the perfect space to go into, right? If you're a marketing or business major, anybody. So those are things that are enough at the campus. But all the clubs on the campus have relationships to majors. So definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah, although they're not hiring or looking for anyone right now, I've asked.
Yeah, and so that's work study. And I'll talk about work studies, positions on campus. Is everybody familiar with the federal work study program on our campus, work study jobs on our campus? No? Oh, okay, let's talk about that. Okay, so those are really important because we also work with our financial aid department, and so what we do is we offer this information. I'll share with you here. Very important work that you want to take advantage of. So if you are a student and are receiving financial aid and you have submitted a FAFSA, current FAFSA, you are eligible to work on the campus through a program called FWS, or Federal Work Study. Federal Work Study grants you up to $8,000 a year, academic year. So basically you get a grant, and if it says you have a Federal Work Study grant on your portal in your financial aid space, accept it, because that's gonna give you the chance to earn your way into a job on the campus. And we have almost 300 positions on the campus that we advertise every year starting in August. So we will post those positions. Employers will be posting, they're looking for students, and even now, we're already getting departments that are seeking students to hire now. Event services needs people, basic needs need people. There are people who are hiring now on the campus. But work study is almost like a guaranteed opportunity for you to get a job on campus. You interview through the process naturally, right? You submit a resume, you communicate your skill level, what you're about, your Shark Tank pitch, and then you go into the wait space of, are they gonna hire me or not in that space? More than likely. Your instructors, your people who are in these departments, love students, and they'll hire you and bring you in for the roles, train you, teach you, guide you. Those positions pay $18 an hour to start. They work you for up to 20 hours a week, which is valuable. So it's really good to think about that process because, bless you. So once you have Federal Work Study, like I said, so around July, August, those of you who apply, look at your portals, the financial aid space, to see if you see FWS or Federal Work Study and you've been given that grant, accept it. If you don't accept it, it goes back and it'll go away. I've seen many students come to me, they saw it, but they didn't accept it. Oh, you gotta accept it. So accept it, and then once you accept it, come visit us at the Career Center. We'll find spaces for you to look at for work on the campus. That way you start thinking about what you may wanna do. So anywhere like, I'm thinking production, you're working what you're doing, maybe working with our SAC media department and doing some production stories on things that you want to produce and promote in the music space. Damn, I'm on that. I'm gonna look at that, I'm gonna listen to that, I'm gonna want to know more about what's trending. I don't know, but you're gonna give me the pitches, and the media team is gonna give you a space to do it, and that's gonna be your show and segment. That's what you're writing too. So then you carry that experience with you. That's what producers listen to, because you've demonstrated some good work already. That's where you might want to think about. I would love to see that on music. That's just me. I used to DJ, so I understand that space a little bit too. That's why it's a fun space. But for all of you also as well, just think about what it is that you are absolutely pitching for the work study roles, because work study will give you the opportunity to also work in departments that are relevant to your major. So the gentleman that's cybersecurity, IT. So if your major is communication, psychology, sociology, whatever it may be, find jobs on the campus if you're eligible, so that you can work on the campus and be here on the campus rather than rushing to a job. The beauty of it is that you don't have to run off to the car, drive to the Paneras, clock in, get into the space, right? It is here. Your supervisors and departments are flexible about hiring-wise and about your hours. They're flexible. They know your students. So your departments will work with you. So again, preparing that pitch, preparing this space, preparing yourself for what's available to you, because you can take full advantage of it. Just believe in yourself. Don't let others tell you you can't. I'm always, one of my sayings, success is your best revenge. And so for me, I had a lot of folks say no to me and didn't give me the chance to get through. And so they said, you weren't going to make it, Edward. Not going to do it, Edward. Not going to happen, Edward. And I stopped myself and said, I almost believed that. And so I said, no, I went forward and I moved and pushed it. So believe in yourselves when it comes to what you're trying to accomplish, especially as you're pitching, as you're talking, as you're communicating about who you are. But get to know your skills, get involved and get engaged, and get ready, because folks are ready to hire, but we need people for like tomorrow to start thinking about what your future looks like. So employers will give you the opportunity on that level to really get an idea about what you're going to do when presenting your skills and your experiences to an employer or to a potential internship program that will take and carry you forward. So everybody know what internships are?
Yeah.
Right? So if you get a chance at Mount SAC, I give about a year after your enrollment, find yourself applying to internships or any experiences that are relevant to the major. Handshake is going to be valuable for you. So all of you who are not on Handshake, I'm going to push you there. I'm going to put the Handshake on for you. I'm going to show you what Handshake can do for you. Do we have time?
Yes, we get out at 9:25.
Okay, thank you. Let me put Handshake on for you. I'm going to show you Handshake, and so those of you who have not yet signed up, sign up, get in. You're already actually, all of you have an account, automatic. It's an SSO, you have an account. So I'm going to show you some magic on that Handshake to show you what it does. So we're going to log in through the SSO. All of you have this access to it. I'm turning college, I'm going too fast, SSO. Let me put mine in there. Any questions about anything, guys? I'm happy to answer anything that you have for questions about what we're talking about with that pitch. How many of you had a pitch and failed at the pitch with people? How many of you did that? Yeah, I did that.
I just got left.
Yeah, I've done that. I mean, I tried to pitch, failed, didn't work. Okay, no worries. Okay, so let's go into, let me get, anybody want to volunteer their name? Show me your account.
Alan
What's your last name, Alan?
Chavez.
Chavez?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go Alan Chavez.
It might be a bit outdated.
That's okay, no worries. 298 or 304?
I think it's 3 or 4.
Okay, let's go there. So let's walk in, and we'll walk in as you and your account. So we're going to view you as the student. So this is Alan's Handshake account. So you really just get basically the portal work right first and foremost. You get information about what you can do. There's some relevant positions that are going to be listed in your feed. And so good stuff. The job listings are going to be here on this side. So you're going to go into your job space. Definitely when you get a chance on the job space, these are filters. So you can filter specifics when it comes to what you're trying to find, part-time, all of the rest of it, right? But for now, you can start looking at some of the positions. So say we wanted to do this job at the New Gardena Hotel. They need some fun part-time English playmates, great for students, Anaheim Hills, 20 to 25 bucks an hour, part-time, Japanese family hiring folks. So what you do is, I want to know more about this job. So we go down and see if there's anybody we could talk to. So there's a hotel. So then you walk yourself into the actual link of the hotel, click the link, go down and see what they're doing. So this is the site they have. This is their position. And now you see there's a name, same people. It says Takashi Sasaki. Takashi is absolutely happy to talk to you. You now can message people directly your interests with what you want to do in the future. You can make friends with employers who are potentially your future hires. These people need to know you. Get to know them now. Don't wait till you graduate. Understand what they can offer you. And that's what Handshake is doing. It's allowing you to get virtual handshakes with professional, and these are recruiters who are considering hiring. So I'm begging students, get on Handshake, because it absolutely is not only for exploration, but it's connections. It's getting the real job you need. It's getting what you need in the future. If you're ignoring it, you're gonna struggle. And I've seen Cal Poly promoted graduates come back and on the struggle bus. They come into the Career Center and say, I can't find a job. It's because the resume had no relevant experiences. They didn't do the good work by getting the experience and skill in the major, and they didn't put anything to use in Handshake. So if you're not talking to the employers, what are you trying to do? So talk to them. You could text them, you can message them, and just basically message and say, hi, I'm a student at Mount Sac. I'm curious about what you do at the company. I have an English major, or I'm a major in, and I'm looking for part-time work or maybe an internship. They're only gonna just offer you information and good information about what you can take advantage of for employment. And also, may even teach you, guide you, advise you. And producers are on this space too, by the way. So you can jump into that producer space to just have some chop up with some people already, early in the virtual space. That'll help you if you're interested.
So like the worst they could do is just give you information.
The worst they could do is just information. But what you're doing is you're building a team. Find the people, especially environmental science. You'll find these folks all over, and they're tasked to find tomorrow's talent. They have to hire. So for example, companies have like, I need 6 hires for next year, like now. They're tasked to do that on Handshake. So if you're not on the space, you're missing out. They're looking for students. So this is where the messaging counts. This is where your connections count. And this is the communication that be professional, career focused, use appropriate and respectful language, understand the message may be moderated, but certainly you're just giving them a conversation and request of what it is that you want to learn. Beyond just information, maybe there's some hire, maybe there's an internship you want to learn about. The company can offer that information to you. In fact, when I was a college student, we didn't have this. But if they did, I would have loved it, because I wanted to work for ESPN. So I would have jumped into ESPN right away and started asking these questions about sports analyst work, because that's what I wanted to do. That would have been my role. That would have been my track. I would have been in Connecticut doing some internship work with ESPN somewhere at some point, meeting people. Love meeting people. If you're a people person like I am, that helps. But if you're not, that's okay. We can help carve messaging-wise information and scripting for you to help you understand what to say when it comes to meeting these people. But meet as many in your industry as you can, because like I said, they're on the system on purpose. He's the general manager of the hotel. You don't think he has pull to hire people? He's gonna hire people. And he's gonna tell you, well, tell me about yourself. I may need 2 people for catering, I need 2 people for this, I need 2 people for that. You got a part-time position potentially with this guy. So definitely take advantage of the outreach on Handshake to give you an opportunity. And you can go into even employer section, and you could list with any industry employers. So if I wanted to list, for example, advertising and PR marketing, and I apply that, and I look at the location, I say, well, let's make it so it's in West Covina. So we go into West Covina, and we apply that. We will have now companies that do advertising, promotion, and marketing, right? So then I start talking to these people. I want to know more about what they do. I could talk to Danielle. She's the CEO of the company. She's in New York, but she's going to give you great information about what they do in that company, but also what you can learn about, so that you're getting trends into the field, understanding the resume and what you can articulate with it, and then getting ready for the interviewing, because she's going to talk to you about what that looks like. So these are great people to meet. And so definitely get a chance, when you get a chance, meet your folks. And then I think also too, if I'm not mistaken, welding or in construction, we have construction for you. Yeah. So we have construction companies that are going to be on this space too as well. So you definitely can reach out to any construction. These homies came up in South a couple weeks ago. They love our students. So if you want to talk to Whiting and Turner, they're good for us. They came to campus looking for people to hire. So if you want to talk about welders with these guys, they can tell you about what they hire for welders. That way you're just mixing up, who can I work for? Because like I said, interview the companies. You want to be happy with the company and what they do and what they can offer you, but also how they treat their people, the culture. Because you want to be, successful, but happy in the spaces you're going to take advantage of. Because employment, you're going to spend a lot of time in employment, so you might as well make sure it's a happy space for you. But that's what Handshake will do. It'll also offer you events. Every day there are events that they register for, that they register with folks. So if you want to look at any events that are hosted by employers, you could do that. In fact, I think we have, oh my gosh, just every day there's events going on. I'm not sure why it's not showing up. But there are events every day on this system when it comes to events. I'm not seeing it right now on your face, but it should be. They have events. Most employers will hold information sessions virtually on Handshake. So if you're interested in working for culinary, they're gonna be like culinary restaurants, folks from hotels, industry, hospitality. If you're interested in IT, there's definitely gonna be CrowdStrike, other cybersecurity spaces for the gentleman. So all these employers do have hosting sessions. Healthcare is big on here. So if you're in the healthcare space, nursing, RT, imaging, healthcare is big on here too. They always have some level of work and information for students so that you can learn more about what you can do. But again, campus resources are available to you that you can join to get experience. The resume will look great if you have examples. Stories you have of your pitch. What did you do while you were at the college? So at the very end of your trail and you're finishing your journey, have the pitch, have examples, tell me what you can do, bottom line, and get ready, but be proud of the fact that you did what you've done and start earning what you're earning. But get into the kind of space of start asking questions and get into the space to understand that space of, well, how people are in the real world for hiring and what you're gonna learn. Don't wait till you graduate. Communicate now, all that now, so that your communication also, by the way, effectively gets shaped by meeting professionals who help shape it with you. They're gonna talk about trends and buzzwords in your field of study that you didn't know that are gonna be helpful for you to learn and to get on board with, so that you're in the pitch, not out of the pitch and being out of the know. So certainly Handshake will help you with that. And by the way, Career Center, if you wanna schedule an appointment, just click on Career Center and then go down, click on Appointments, and this is where you schedule a new appointment. So you schedule a new appointment, we are the main Career Center, and so you could choose any of these categories: resume, cover letter, job search, networking, Handshake, LinkedIn, interview prep, career coaching, advanced resumes, even a quick counter check-in question you may have, for example, with us. So we do have appointment scheduling for you. You're welcome to schedule an appointment with us. You do it on the Handshake site alone, and they'll take care of you once you're in that space too. So, with that, questions about Handshake, questions about what you're gonna prepare for your next level of opportunity, your professional work you're gonna express and exhibit. You're gonna come out of Mount SAC being proud Mount SAC graduates. You're gonna also, by the way, meet proud Mount SAC graduates who are already doing the work you're doing. And so you let them know I'm a Mount SAC graduate from Mount SAC, they're gonna say, so did I. So you're gonna feel that Mount SAC love when it comes to what you share with people. And many of those folks are managers, directors, in power for hiring too. Don't hesitate to meet and share with them what the pitch looks like for you. And then make sure you're giving them that resume space so that you understand who you are by expressing yourself from the resume. Your skills, experiences, what did you do while you're at Mount SAC to make yourself successful? And so Career Center will help you, guide you, provide resources, and service you. We're happy to do that. Take advantage of our appointment system. We are, by the way, open all summer long. So those of you who have no time now, come in the summertime, especially if you're a federal work study student, so that you can get the support and assistance needed for that space to find work on campus, because it's gonna get big. They sell out, and by the way, they sell out fast. Those jobs will be gone in a month. Last year, we had the Federal Work Study program start in August, September. It closed by October because everybody got the jobs fast. This economy, this marketplace right now, do it early because they're gonna jump on it very quickly. So make sure you're in that space early. Any questions? Are we ready to develop a good resume?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah? Are we ready to communicate the pitch that you're gonna give to employers when it comes to motivating and getting them what it is that they want to learn about you, right?
Yeah.
You got it, right? And are you ready to present the skills involved with what you've done so that they understand not only who you are, but the skill level you're representing?
Yes.
No. Congratulations. You have successfully went through my session of Career Center 101. And I'm happy to share, but also remember, we do this ongoing all the time, workshops, we provide some events, tabling, and we also provide appointments, like I said. So with that, I just want to give yourselves a hand, by the way, for the good work by doing it this early in the morning. Hello. It's early, I know, and so I haven't had a cup of coffee yet, but I'm going to go get mine. But I'm happy to share and answer any questions. And by the way, my email and information, if you want to contact me, Happy to help you in that space too. I think I'm in here somewhere. If not, I'll share with you where I'm at, but I'm happy to share my email so that if you do have questions, you're welcome to contact us. Where are we? Where are we? I'll just put my email address here so you can see it. Anybody wants to email me, hey, I just saw your presentation, I want to schedule an appointment, I need this, I need that, I'm cool with that. So that's my email address. Oops, I'm gonna shift it onto the other side.
I will add it to Canvas so it's a quick link.
Oh, thank you. And so feel free, email me, happy to help you. We get this done and then, like I said, you're going somewhere. We're gonna make it so that you can take advantage of what you're doing with your education, but it is what we call your ROI, your return on investment. We wanna make sure you are successful with your return on investment. Cool, thank you guys. Have a great day in the meantime. Let me grab my flash.
I don't know why, but I kind of want to work at a
You're
hotel as a
welcome,
cleaning
you're welcome.
management.
Good seeing you guys. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy.
I feel like he